welcome back to the YouTube channel. We've got two special guests. One is the dog, two is the missus, the gaffer. We thought, since we are now 2 days out from Hyrox, we're going to do a little Q&A just in regards to Hyrox prep. And we thought it would be a cooler idea to get some good looks in the video, hence why the dog's here. And get Cassandra to interview me. That's what we're going to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
So she's got our prepared questions, the good interviewer that she is, the good interviewer, good reporter.
Yeah.
Interviewer. This is Cassandra, by the way, everyone. Cassandra, this is everyone.
Hi.
She's a little awkward. Just a little bit awkward. You're
Just
not
a little
awkward.
bit.
You'll be alright. You'll be alright. There's 62 followers, so 62 people in front of that camera, behind that camera. Appreciate all yous. Anyway, you've got some questions.
Yeah.
Hyrox prep. I'm going to let you talk now.
No. Right, first question. So last Hyrox was February?
February, Glasgow, which was my first ever Hyrox.
So you've been training for how long?
Since then, since.
So what's that? When in February was it? Start or end?
I'm not 100% sure. I think it was towards the back end of February. But let's just say end of February, the start of March. Let's just say we got into a training block. So March, April, May, June, July. Yeah, 8 months. 8 months we've been training for this, and it's been good because since the bodybuilding days, which is going back, I don't know, 5+ years. Yeah, probably about 5 years. I've not actually trained for like a single goal. I've just kind of, after bodybuilding, I just kind of went, right, I want to get a bit fitter, I want to feel a bit more athletic, but I want to keep a decent body composition. But I've always just kind of just drifted from training phase to training phase kind of thing with no real set focus in mind. So this has been brilliant. This has been that one sole focus, that one sole outcome to be a better Hyrox athlete. So I think it's been probably the most productive training year like I've ever had, ever had. Like the improvements that I've made is, well, we'll soon see in 2 days time, but
yeah.
I think I've made pretty good improvements.
Yeah, because you did the sim in July?
Yeah.
So how much did you improve from?
I think I was a 71, 71, 72, I think somewhere around there. Considering my Hyrox time in Glasgow was 97 minutes, something like that, 96, 97. She's smirking because she kicks my ass at Hyrox.
Yeah.
She done a sim, when was it, last weekend? Last weekend it was, last Saturday. Full simulation. She's only been training Hyrox specific stuff for
5 weeks.
5 weeks, max. And she got an 86.51 Hyrox time. So, yeah, she put 10 minutes on my time, which 12 minutes on my time, which is quite embarrassing. But yeah, we've done 98 minutes in Glasgow, somewhere around about there, and we've done a 71, 72 simulation back in July, and we're a hell of a lot quicker now. So
how prepared do you feel going into Saturday?
I feel pretty prepared. Yeah, like I'm going into this race pretty confident. Confident because of the work that's been done. Before, anybody that watched like my previous vlogs and stuff like that, where at Hyrox, I was very arrogant. I had to feel the need to tell people I'm this like fit, strong, savage type athlete. When the reality wasn't. I was just really underprepared, and I had to almost try and blag to myself like, oh, I am this. I wasn't. I am now, or I believe I am now. I believe that I'm that guy now that can set a decent Hyrox time.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty prepared. Pretty prepared, yeah.
What's the biggest lesson you've learnt throughout this process?
Oh, jeez.
About yourself, about what you're able, like what you capable of, mindset wise?
I think so much. I think the first big lesson, it'd be hard to single one out, so I'll try and name a few here, or list a few. But I think the first big lesson for me was it's not my physical capabilities within a Hyrox space. It's my mental capabilities that let me down. Like, again, I've got a video recapping the Glasgow one, and I quit on myself. I really quit on myself. I didn't push myself physically. I just mentally checked out, so I'm mentally weak. My mental performance was dog shit. So that's a big lesson. It's not just your physical capabilities. You're not able to perform at your best unless you actually, you're mentally prepared there. So I think that's the biggest lesson there. Probably the second one is teamwork in that environment. Like, I've actually built a team around me in terms of the people that are closest to me. They're all rooting for me. They all know exactly how to make me tick. They know, like you for example, you know what I'm going to need on the day. If I'm a bit quiet, leave me to it. If I'm needing a bit more conversation or distraction, you know you're going to be there. So everyone that's supporting me knows exactly what I need. And then in terms of like hiring Andy, my coach, and then hiring Clara, it's a cool feeling to have, like, there's no stone left unturned, and that's a pretty powerful position to be in going into the first race of the season. Is like all the work's done, so it's just a case of keeping calm and composed and then going race. So that would probably be another big lesson, that environment and team kind of support. And then the third one is just fucking like what happened in February. If you don't do the work, it's all going to reveal itself on game day. You know what I mean? Like, that's a reality check you don't want to, like, that's the reality check that I got back in February. I wasn't prepared. You know, I had a built-in excuse. So it's about now doing the work, and then that hard work, all going well, will reveal itself. Regardless, I'm running a massive PR, and I'm talking about my PR not being just the February one. Fair enough, that's my only official Hyrox. I'm looking at my PR just now as like the simulation, and that's the goal is to absolutely win that time, you know. So I think those are the three kind of key things that come to mind. My biggest lessons.
That's some big lessons.
Yeah. Decent growth this year, eh?
Yeah. Do you feel you've changed as a person?
Probably, yeah. Don't really know how. Don't really know how to describe it, but yeah, definitely.
Do you feel you still have that arrogance about you, like? Nah,
there's a confidence to me. There's a competitiveness to me. But it's not I think what Clara likes to say, there's always going to be these passengers on the bus.
Yeah.
And it's about how you turn them up and use them to your advantage, or turn them down if they're not working with you. So I think just having that voice of, I do have a bit of an ego, and there is an arrogant side to me because it's come up in the past, but it's not as present. I'm take that off because all they're going to hear is a squeak. There's definitely a potential swagger to me, but again, I would relay that back to, it's not as arrogant as that. It's more confidence, and I'm taking the confidence because I fucking grafted the last 8 months for one goal. You know, so it's more of a confidence than an arrogance. But and then just kind of leaning into the things that you could always do better before you kind of sweep them in the carpet and be like, nah, I'll either develop that later, or I'll pick that up later, or nah, that's fine. I'm fine the way I am. That's almost naive, you know. So I think as overall leaning into those things that you can do a little bit better.
Yeah.
That's what this kind of prep's taught me a little bit.
What's been the toughest part of training?
No problem. Oh well. Toughest part, the whole thing really. I think at first it was scary just dedicating this whole year, and by the looks of things, the next couple of years to being the best Hyrox athlete I can be. That's quite scary, but it's also like very exciting. But just the change in training approach is, we're going to need to take that off.
Which is fine.
Yeah, just probably the training approach, the volume of training that went into it has been pretty tough.
Turning up on days where you didn't feel like it.
Yeah, 100%.
And then giving your all, not half-assing it.
Yeah, like there hasn't been, again, it will all reveal itself on Saturday, but there hasn't been any half-assed sessions. There's been sessions where I've been disappointed because my performance just wasn't there. You got to understand that during a training camp, during a training phase, during a peak phase, whatever, you're going to be operating under a lot of fatigue. So performance is never a linear progression. There's going to be times when you hit your peak and it's just a graph to try and maintain those paces and those weights. So I think that put my own ego at check sometimes and be like, right, just do your best on that day. And as long as you can walk out the gym, I always say to clients that training should always be about having no unanswered questions. So if you can walk out the gym doors knowing that you've left it all out there, if you can honestly say, if you can ask yourself, like, did I give it my all? And you can honestly reply and say, yeah, I did, then job done. Regardless of paces run, weights lifted, it's effort at the end of the day, and I think the effort's been put in. So
yeah. You've been tapering for a week, 2 weeks?
A week, yeah.
How's that been?
It's not went to plan, has
How
it?
are you feeling?
Yeah, it's not went to plan. Nursing a bit of a cold. So training and tapering's not went to plan, but the whole purpose for a taper, should I say, is just to shift fatigue, to relax as much as possible. So we got 2 sessions in this week. I got 12k in. I got 12k in on the Saturday. Then we done some intervals and some sled work on Monday, wasn't it? Monday or Tuesday? Or is it Thursday now? It would have been
Monday.
It would have been Monday. Tuesday I planned to do something, but I was a bit in the bin again yesterday, and he just said no point in training. Just shift this cold and be ready for Saturday. So it's not like the plan, but I'm assuming if the cold shifts, then I'll be fine on Saturday.
Yeah.
Got a good nurse on hand. People are going to take that the wrong way, aren't they? We don't edit this either, so.
How are you feeling now? Last couple of days, day before, morning of, during the race.
I think for us, we started early, just because.
You tidied up your diet a couple of weeks ago, didn't you? Because the last time I was over, you were like.
Yeah, there was a bit of snacking involved, but I'm always going to have some baked goods and stuff. I live by that. But we dropped like 14-ish kilos since the last race. We dropped like 8 kilos since the sim in July. So I've dropped a lot of weight. So over the last month, we've just been slowly upping carbohydrates just a little bit. And then I think for like nothing really needs to change. Like I'm eating like 450 grams of carbs anyway. Like I don't need to have a big off-plan meal the night before. This is where a lot of Hyrox athletes are going to make the biggest mistake ever. Is they feel the need for a massive carb meal the night before. Guarantee you, if you have a massive carb meal the night before, like a massive one, you're going to feel sluggish in the morning. So don't do it. Don't change anything. Extra fuel.
To say that you've deliberately kept to foods that you know.
Yeah, I have oats in the morning. We have 2 bagels for our first lunch. 3 to 4 chicken wraps for our second lunch, and then we have either like pasta dish, potato dish, pasta. We're having noodles tonight. So those are carb sources that I've had this entire year. The only new addition is I've had my oats, but oats have even been in the last month.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they've said the same, and they digest pretty well.
You took
so
the piss out of me for having oats.
it's very bodybuildy.
Bodybuildery.
I'm just trying to speak Swedish.
Yeah.
You do a lot of body.
How would you know?
Because I'm learning. So Cassandra's Swedish, and I'm learning Swedish. Doing pretty well, am I?
Yeah.
Fita.
Okay.
They don't know what it means.
They'll Google it. No.
Will they?
Probably.
If you know what fita, if you pause this and Google fita, put what it means in English in the comments.
Yeah. Right, so morning of, just gonna have your normal oats, normal.
Yeah, don't.
2 meals pre-race.
Yeah.
You're racing at what time?
Racing at 12:10, which is pretty ideal because we're kind of timing when this cold kind of starts shifting. I normally get up, 6, 7 I've been getting up over the last couple of days. And I get some medicine in me, and it normally kind of shifts around that second medicine hit. So it's almost like a blessing in disguise, really. So yeah, there's no point in changing anything. It'll be my normal oats. Probably around 4 hours before, about 4 hours before a race. Carb hit maybe 90 minutes to 2 hours before a race. And gels just before as I'm warming up. And then Cassandra and my sister are going to be at the event. They'll have gels and stuff on them as well, so I'll take them if and when need to. Well, I will need to, so we'll pick them up at certain stations. So yeah, no point in changing anything.
No.
Again, stick to what works. And I've been having 1 to 2 meals around my training time anyway. Just depending on the session and workload, isn't it? So yeah, I'm used to training on just oats. I'm used to training on oats and another carb meal. So yeah, there'll be no bloating or anything like that on the day, which is what we want.
Yeah. What's your favourite station?
What's my favourite station?
What's your favourite station? What's your least favourite station?
Right, least I've got 2. Burpees, I fucking hate them.
And then you've got to pick one.
It's just a toss up between burpees and lunges. I'll probably do the burpees quicker, so it'll be lunges.
Really?
Fucking hate. My lunges are terrible. Like they're just, I'm a bit all over the shop with them. I've yet to find a decent cadence. So I think on the day it's just a case of if you're in here or there, just get you screaming at me to hurry the fuck up, and I'll just need to go. It's the second last station. It's just a case of put that in a kilometre run, suck it up and fucking go.
Yeah.
You know, best station. So it'd be too easy to say sleds because I reckon I'll be pretty quick at them. But I love doing wall balls.
But what's your favourite station? Like, not what you're best at.
But I'm best at the sleds.
Okay, so is that your favourite station then? Which one do you look forward to the most?
The wall balls, because but it's not because I enjoy it the most, it's because not many people are going to do them unbroken, and I'll do them unbroken. So I like that because it's a bit of a wee.
Yeah. So that's your favourite station then?
So that's my favourite station.
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah. So the question's done?
That's all questions.
Oh.
Done.
Question for you now. She told me not to do this, but I'm going to do it. How am I going to ask this? How do you think I've been? Or how would you... No.
Right. Start that again.
Yeah.
Say it in your head first.
That's how I did say it in my head first. How do you think I've been in terms of how have I handled this prep? Have I been a little bit different?
No. You've been quiet.
Mm.
Since I've come over,
Yeah.
you've just been a bit quieter.
Yeah.
But you said that would happen, and I actually expected you to be like extremely quiet.
Mm.
But you've not.
Yeah.
You've been fine.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You've been annoying at all?
No.
I'm making her watch Hunter's Hyrox World Record race. I've watched it 17 times and she's like, oh, this is the part. I'm joking. We're going to watch that tonight though.
I don't mind.
No. She's dead supportive. Like, you see when someone's like just annoyingly supportive, that's her. She'll cook my meals if she wants to. Make sure I'm alright. If I'm well rested. If I'm stressing, she calms me down. Good little teammates we are.
Yeah, this is important to you, so.
Yeah. I think what was good is just communicating with her about how I would be closer and closer to race. Cause I knew she was gonna come over to watch me race, so it's about just almost not reminding you, just saying that if I'm quiet, it's nothing you've done. It's just I just drift off during the day sometimes, don't I? You know, I might not even be thinking about anything, but there might be stuff that I would just be thinking about in terms of a race or.
But you're very good at talking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we've discussed like race strategy and pacing and like. I think a lot of other people would just bottle it up and not talk about it.
Yeah.
And just try to deal with it themselves. Because if you get it out and open, it helps, doesn't it? Yeah.
Again, you're a big part of it though, and you've included yourself in it, which is good. You know, so it's easy to speak to you about this. We're having a fucking proper like relationship moment here. Let's cut that shit.
That's enough now.
Yeah, that's just enough now. I'm not this soppy cunt.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up.
If that's it, yeah, let's wrap it up. Hope you enjoyed that.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you've not already.
Keep going.
And that's it.
And then fita in the comment section if you get to the end. Tell by our faces, a good word. It is a good word. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to go get some fita.
Oh my god.